Marks 1 month since the Justice Department was required by law to release all of the Epstein files. So far, it's released less than 1%.
What's the punishment if they don't?
That's a great point. I mean, that's a problem.
There is none. So here's the deal. I think they should release it. I think they should follow the law. I also have no idea how long it takes to prepare this many documents for this kind of release. Counselor may have some thoughts on that, but they should follow the law. But let's not get our knickers in a twist here.
Let's not get our knickers in a twist over child rape. Why are you talking like that? It's insane.
Who is that woman? And more importantly, is she mommy? Like, that was amazing. That was so satisfying because the endlessly smug Scott Jennings was basically annihilated over his nonchalant attitude regarding the Trump administration's failure to abide by the law and release the Epstein files. Here's the thing about Scott Jennings, who, by the way, was a never Trumper at one point, but now never misses an opportunity to kiss Trump's ass. He is a bad faith actor, is not honest about anything, and more importantly, the guy is not guided by any values or principles. So if the situation were reversed and we're talking about a Democratic president, does anyone believe for a second that Scott Jennings would stop talking about it? Please. So whenever I go on Abby Phillips's show, it's like the most frustrating thing when you're talking to someone who has been inflicted by severe partisan brain rot because you can't have an honest conversation with them. Every once in a while, you'll find an independent voice who actually wants to have a legitimate conversation and is willing to ding their own side when they do something wrong. But in the case of child rape, Scott Jennings is willing to provide cover. Yeah. So look, Congress voted unanimously. Well, almost unanimously. I think there was one member of the House that voted against it, but almost unanimously to release the Epstein files, okay? But the Trump administration has only released 1% of the documents, 1%. And as we know, what they have released has been heavily redacted. So yesterday actually marked the 1 month anniversary of Congress passing that bill, and still we are waiting on the DOJ to abide by that law. Because it was a bill passed into law that the administration seems to be ignoring. So Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is a joke and embarrassing, claims that they're just making efforts to protect the victims' identities. Right, and that's what's slowing them down, you see. Yeah, you see, that's what's happening here. So she explained in a letter to Paul Engelmayer, who happens to be the federal New York judge overseeing the case, there are more than 2 million documents potentially responsive to the act that are in various phases of review. This work has required and will continue to require substantial department resources. We need resources. No, you don't. That's not what this is about. Now, Bondi added that about 400 Justice Department lawyers and 100 federal document, 100 FBI document individuals tasked with document analysis are currently supporting these efforts to comply with the order to release the Epstein files. Honestly, that statement sounds like something like a child would say. Like, no, we've got 400 DOJ people and 100 FBI agents working on this. I don't believe that to be true. It's been a month. You guys have released 1% of the files and they're heavily redacted. More importantly, there's really been no explanation or rationale for the heavy redactions that took place. Let's not forget that. But there has been a little backlash from Congress, not nearly enough, not even close. For instance, last month, Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie were considering holding Pam Bondi in contempt. That hasn't happened. And even more depressing is that several congressional Republicans are now providing cover for Trump, desperately hoping the story goes away. Please go away. This isn't good. We're defending pedophiles. Yeah, it looks bad, looks real bad. So despite what they want here, despite how badly they want the story to go away, it's not going away. So speaking with reporters last week, Lauren Boebert, who actually defied Trump in supporting the bill to release the Epstein files, has now changed her tune somewhat. She says, I don't give a rip about Epstein. Fascinating. She continues, like there's so many other things we need to be working on. Like what, Lauren? Like what are you working on, Lauren? Explain that to me. Like what are you working on? Members of Congress working on things? Other than fundraising, what are you working on? I don't give a rip about Epstein. I mean, we're just talking about child rape and trafficking of minors. Who cares? Who cares? God, it's so embarrassing, man. Talk to somebody else about it. It's no longer in my hands. The federal government is taking a look at the bill that you helped pass, and they're like, we don't give a crap. We're not gonna do anything about it. We're gonna release 1% of the documents, ensure that they're heavily redacted, and then hope that the story goes away. It's amazing. Look, some have even started to defend the administration like pathetic little weasels. So Representative Anna Paulina Luna, for instance, who worked with Democrats, to her credit, she worked with Democrats on a House Oversight and Government Reform Committee investigation into the Epstein files. But now she's changed her tune a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Someone blackmailing you, Anna? What's going on here? This is what she says. So she's now more focused on holding Bill and Hillary Clinton in contempt of Congress for not honoring the panel's subpoena to testify about Epstein. How about you do both? How about you do both? Yeah? No? Okay. Pressed on the delay in releasing more records, Luna said the initial deadline was not realistic, and I'm not going to rush the process on that. We're going to get them. Okay. James Comer provided cover. Oh, they're gonna abide. Don't worry, they're gonna do it. Please, please, please don't worry about it. We just gotta give them time. We gotta give them time. And look, Sean Ryan, who is a conservative who supported the Trump administration, voted for Trump. He's not buying these excuses. Let's take a quick look at that.
They are legitimately, proactively protecting pedophiles.
They are protecting pedophiles at this point.
By redacting the abusers' names. The White House, listen up everybody, the White House is protecting pedophiles. You hear that? They're protecting pedophiles. That's what the fuck they're doing.
True. I made similar statements when Piers Morgan asked me about Trump's decision to flip the bird at a Ford employee after the Ford employee called him a, pedophile protector. Let's take a look.
That vile gesture to an American worker helps you kind of visualize what he actually thinks about Americans. That's what I think.
I mean, the worker was screaming at him, pedophile protector.
Yeah, because he is. He is a pedophile protector. Has still to comply with the order to release the Epstein files. We got one batch that's heavily redacted. Supposedly more was on the way. No, he wants to engage in the cover up. I mean, I think that's been abundantly clear from day one. And what is that cover up about? It's about covering up for a pedophile and his co-conspirators. So it is what it is. It's true.
And I do feel that people on the left would benefit collectively from not losing their minds constantly about everything Trump does, because there's enough stuff you can go after Trump about which is legitimately worthy of attention, energy, criticism, and debate, without going over every single thing he's
the Epstein files.
Well, yeah, I agree.
I think that's worth it.
Yeah, Anna,
right? Covering up for pedophiles, that's worth it.
I totally agree.
You better agree. Otherwise, super sus. But unfortunately, it seems like partisan brain rot has taken over some portion of the Republican electorate, right? Some of them take the marching orders from the Trump administration and are no longer calling for the release of the Epstein files. So ask yourself what you're normalizing by doing that. You are normalizing our federal government providing cover for serial child rapists and also engaging in a lack of transparency that hurts the American people and further victimizes Epstein's victims. That's the reality of the situation. Trump promised transparency and well, we have gotten a lot of transparency when it comes to his depravity and willingness to just globetrot and take resources for himself all around the world. But we want some transparency when it comes to this. And the real question is, why? Why the cover up? How implicated is Trump? Is that what this is about? And more importantly, now that we know without a shadow of a doubt that Epstein was working for foreign governments, especially Israel, is that what's motivating Trump in engaging in this cover-up? Inquiring minds want to know.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.